welcome to the channel. I've been sitting here doing loading videos, and I have to say it's very busy. I mean, normally I usually park. Hello, welcome to the channel. I usually park away over to the left, and because it was so busy, I had to park here. And I mean, basically, the co-op. I mean, why wouldn't, like, I don't really go into a lot of local shops, but a co-op's not exactly a local shop. Well, it is a local shop, you know, and it's like, I think it's kind of like, sort of incredible how busy it is. There's been sort of cars, there's a wee funny bit in the window, sorry. There's been cars constantly going in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. They must be making a lot of money when you think about it. The other thing about this is, when you sit here and you watch people, like everyday people, which is what I do, you know, people are people and they do people things, so they don't really want to hear about their lives being restricted, you know, which is what's potentially on the cards. So I think probably there's a certain level of, the vast majority of people are sort of oblivious to what's in store, you know. So there's like things like they'll get in the news and that, they'll watch the news and it'll say things like, oh, we really need to do something, or climate change is subliminally added to just about every single thing, you know, in the news, or you know, and this, they actually, what happens is the presenters actually lie, because they sort of state the climate change is a policy from the World Economic Forum and the UN. So there's a cohort of scientists that they handpick scientists by them say there's a problem, and there's equally more that say there isn't, but they're not handpicked by them. So what happens is mainstream media gets infiltrated with that message, and that message is out there to be put into your head, my head, your head, everybody's heads, so that there is a problem, right? And something's got to be done about it, right? It's a phrase that I remember one of this woman that lived next door to me down in the Borders, she would say that something's got to be done about it. And what that really means is, you better do something about this. So I'm stating that there's a problem, and something's got to be done about it, but I can't be arsed doing anything, so you've got to do it. So that's really what that means. And I think the vast majority of people are in that boat, that they're not really too phased about it. You know, they'll say, oh yeah, and they'll even support it until, and this is a crucial thing, somebody comes along and takes their car away from them, or takes the heating away from them. So I think these sort of scenarios, so most of the people you see here, when you're sitting here, I've sat here for a while, coming home from their work and that or whatever, you get cars, fancy cars, Range Rovers and BMWs and all sorts, personal number plates, something. They don't want to give that away, you know, they like that. And that, you could say that's like a luxury item, you know, a Range Rover or a BMW. They don't want to live in poverty, you know, they don't want to live like with nothing in the cold, you know. So that's so all the waffle that's going on is, I think just most people are just a bit oblivious to it. And there's a friend of mine, I'll refer to him, I was brought up with him, he says to me, what do you keep going on about this stuff for? And that's because he drives his lorry and he doesn't care. He doesn't have to think about anything, you know. he just does whatever happens. He gets on with it. You know, I just don't really see how that is a solution. Maybe it is a solution for his life, how to survive, but I don't think it's a solution. You know, we have to stand up and be counted, take notice, and you know, be aware of what's going on, and do your best to prevent it. So what you could do is, well, don't get an air source heat pump for a start, because they're worse for CO2 emissions than what log burners are. So I can prove that. I've got the figures. Don't get an electric car. I mean, the government's pushed them all into getting electric cars. Don't do that, and they're still pushing it. So just about everybody's realised how shit they are, and yet they're still going away putting charging points in and all this stuff. I mean, we got forced into wind farms. That was the thing that happened. Most people sort of thought, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I did. But the reality is, it's not a good idea. You know, we've all got to pay for it. You know, and so you have to resist. So I think the vast majority of people that I see here, I don't think they're into that crap. They might say they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? If they say they are, they don't really mean it, or they don't really know what they're agreeing to. So at the moment, I mean, I watched a bit of mainstream news. Well, I watched a bit of news today. I mean, I'm totally like had enough of it all. This notion that Keir Starmer's going to be our new Prime Minister. I mean, can you imagine what a cunt he is? Like, he is a complete arsehole, that guy. You know, I mean, is he bigger arsehole than the one that's in at the moment? I would say aye. You know, he is. Definitely. So you've got this notion that you're going to get rid of the Conservative Party, Sunak, and then replace him with Keir Starmer. You know, everything's going to be brilliant. So he's going to increase immigration. He's going to go head first into this climate claptrap because he's into that. I wouldn't vote for the bastards. That's the Labour Party. The Labour Party are traitors. They're not for the people. They're supposed to be for the people, for the worker. And it's all shite. Smoke and mirrors. Total shit. Don't vote for a Labour. Don't vote for any of them, but I don't know what the answer is. Don't vote for any of them might be a bit of an answer. I don't know. Is it really? Who knows? Is it an answer? Fuck do I know? It's insane really what's happening. All these people going here, in and out here, getting on in their lives, they're working and they're popping in to get some stuff, they're going home, pizzas, bottle of wine, milk, bread, you know, they nip in and get some bread, you know, tins of beer, fuck you name it, they're in there getting it. And you know what, I've never even been in there. I do my shopping in the, you know, in the main sort of I do it in Lidl's. I was in Asda and Alloa yesterday. So it's got quiet. I've been here for a while. It's actually got quiet now. It was busy. This is the quietest it's been for. So what are we now? Yeah, we're just at 2 minutes past 6. Maybe most of them is a rush to get home, finishing work. About 5, half 4, 5. I mean, everything we do is based on cars, isn't it? The motor car and travelling around. And they're showing no sign, like building all these houses in the floodplains and all the different places they're building houses. 3, 4, 5,000 houses. They're all based on cars. You know, you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to survive there. You're not going to be able to get a bus. You know, the infrastructure's not there. It's all bollocks. You know, it's nonsense they're talking. We all need cars. This electric car, air source heat pumps and electric cars are stupid shit. That should be, you know, we need to stand up and say, no, we don't want this crap. Stop it now. I'm going to have to start writing to my councillor. I already did. about 20 miles per hour speed limit, so I got largely ignored. The Labour guy seems pretty useless in Stirling, actually. Big fat twat. They're just in there for the money, I think. I don't think they're going to do much for anyone. So they just give you like snotty replies. The only guy that actually answered in a favourable sort of way was a Conservative guy, actually. That has to be said. He seemed relatively sensible. Right. So, I think we're gonna. Oh God, I'm gonna have to get going. I think I'm maybe getting a wee bit of arthritis. No, I don't want to call it arthritis, but my hand was sort of stuck there because I was waiting to like put it into gear to move the car, and it was like my hand was going, "What are you doing?" You know, sort of thing. Alright, what's going on here? Where's he going? Ah, he's reversing right in. And then, okay. We don't want Reginald Mulhusband turning up, do we? No, I don't want that. I mean, that would be pretty... I don't think Reginald Mulhusband's coming out now, like... He's probably just going to come out on a Sunday or something. Big sit-round, was that a DS something or other? Yeah, sort of quite nice car, I suppose. Like, but, I probably maybe eventually will have one of them. I'm more inclined to go back in terms of cars. You know, I think if you get a decent car, an older car, I think it can. I'll tell you a car I've seen that I really liked on Facebook, and I'll go and buy that. It's a Volkswagen Golf GTi, 5-door, imported from South Africa. It's a Mark 1. I'm looking at that going, well, it's 9,750. It doesn't have any rust or anything, you know. And I'm looking at that going, that's an amazing car. Nice coat. I'm looking at that going, if you pay 9,750 for that Volkswagen Golf GTi, it's a petrol. So it's got a fuel injection. You know, you don't need all the shit modern cars have. You don't need electric. I don't even know if it's got electric windows. I don't think it does. You don't need that. Windy windows are fine. You know, that's an amazing car, the Volkswagen Golf GTi. And hatchback, 5 doors. The handling will be fantastic. You know, the performance, I mean the engine's probably a bit outdated, you know, with it being, I think it's 1980, I think it might be 1980, 1981. It'll be the last of the Mark 1s, which came out in 1974, went on to, when did they finish? You know, sort of more bulbous one came out. Mark 2, I had some of them. Mark 1 Golf GTi, I mean, yeah, I would buy that, but I don't actually have that amount of... Well, I don't really need to buy a car at the moment, but for 9,000... I mean, it seems a bit expensive, just under 10 grand. You know, is it? You know, probably is, but then, I mean, how much is it going to be, you know, is it going to go up in price? I mean, obviously, if you're going to use it, you'd have to look after it and everything, you know. Don't want any stone chips and stuff, and you know, you'd have to probably better not using it in the winter that much. You know, it all depends really, but I think it would be a really good deal, that actually, yeah. The thing about the Golf GTi Mark 1 is that it is old, you know, so it's cool styling, because the Mark 1 Golf looked cool, like most of these models look good. The first rendition, Ford Focus was another one, right? The first one looked brilliant, and then they just gradually look crap, you know. So basically, what am I saying about this? The Mark 1 Golf GTi, yeah, so it's got fuel injection, and I don't even know if it's got power steering. You know, it does it. I'll have a 5-speed gearbox. So that's all you need. 5-speed gearbox. When obviously, as long as the heater works and all the lights and everything work, you don't need airbags and all that shit. You're not going to crash it, are you? You're going to fucking avoid crashing it. And you're all the more likely not to crash it because you love it. You don't want it to get damaged. You know? So, I mean, cars are like, I mean, I'm sitting in my car, even though I'm sitting in C3, even though it's 17 years old, it's my car. You know, I'm in my car. I can decide if I'm going to pull off or stop or whatever. It's fuck them bastards on their bus shit, right? I don't know what's wrong with it. All right, the thing's complaining because it's hot, so I've had to turn the heater down. So I've had to turn the heater down. I'm going to have to get going anyway. I'm sitting here like an idiot. Some functions disabled by temperature rise. Right, I think it's time for me to go. Hope you enjoyed that video, it's been a lot of fun. Sitting here watching everything, contemplating life and, you know, humanity and everything. I think people are going to reject all that shit. So we need to get, well there's been protests on today, up and down the country, I believe, about protests against the World Economic Forum. It's not really the World Economic Forum that's the problem, it's our politicians that are going to their meetings that's the problem. That's what the problem is. I mean, they can carry on, the World Economic Forum can do what they like, but we can say, get to fuck, we're having nothing to do with it. That's what the problem is, it's our politicians. So it's not the World Economic Forum that's the problem. It's our politicians being a bunch of twats and not working for us. Anyway, I think I'm rabbiting on a bit much. Don't you think? So, thanks for watching. Bye! Oh! Try not to drive over the curb. When I say bye for you, you're still here. Oh god. So I mean, the car is your office. I've sit in this car. This car hardly costs nothing to run. You know, even the government's stitching me up with the tax and everything. Well, this one's only £30, well it was. It's probably going to go up. The tax on the diesel and everything. This is the solution. You don't need an electric car. Just crap. You don't need that shit. Anyway, thanks for watching. I already said that already, didn't I? Well, I've said it again. Thanks for watching. I'm going away to have some kind of tea or something. Get my wheelie bin out the back. You know, so. There you go. I've got a queue behind me. I'm going too slow. I'm doing 30. Thanks for watching. End video now.